In a certain corner of the world, there's a particular atmosphere across the green fields and soft-painted wooden houses. There, among corrals and orchards, people often Amish live by the sun's rhythm, neither rushing nor watching fluorescent lights flicker at midnight. Occasionally, you'll see a horse-drawn buggy moving at a gentle pace, a sight many consider frozen in time. For these families, though, it's simply a sincere, grounded way of life. By stopping to ask about their customs, you discover small universes brimming with stories and traditions, including ways to wash clothes without relying on conventional electricity. Method 1. Roller washers. Imagine a simple washhouse, set apart from the main house, maybe attached to a barn or standing alone. No beeping digital panels here. Instead, there's the subtle rumble of a gas or compressed air motor and the steady rhythm of water sloshing. These washers, often called drum washers with ringers, feature a metal tub with a center agitator and 2 rollers up top for wringing out water. Families who use them have grown accustomed to their quirks. You must keep your fingers clear of the rollers and gauge soap and water by sight. Because there's no standard electric hookup, these machines run on power sources that don't depend on the public grid. If something breaks, perhaps a belt or a gear, someone in the family, or a neighbor with mechanical know-how, can usually fix it. People appreciate the device's durability. It does its job regardless of blackouts or voltage spikes. In addition, older folks often recall childhood memories of near mishaps with the rollers or the pride of finally mastering the rhythm of the wash. A side benefit is how laundry day becomes a communal event. One person refills the tub, another fetches more dirty clothes, while someone else readies the wrung-out garments for the clothesline. Everyday chatter updates about the harvest. A friend's visit mingles with the constant churn. Instead of pressing a button and walking away, the entire family keeps watch, making sure everything runs smoothly from start to finish. At the end, clothes pass through the rollers to squeeze out excess water. Sometimes, a second rinse is used in a nearby basin. By the time everything's hung outside to dry, there's a sense of personal care in each step. Though it might look old-fashioned, those who rely on these washers see practicality and reliability, plus a way to pass down skills and a slower pace of living to the next generation. Method 2. Hand crank agitators. In more conservative circles, even a gas-powered motor might feel too modern. Some families prefer a tub of warm water paired with a hand crank agitator, a vertical rod fitted with paddles that, when turned, stir the water and loosen dirt from the fabric. Without any motor at all, it demands real elbow grease, but also allows for careful attention to each garment. Often, parents teach children how to turn the crank smoothly, soaking especially grimy items first or adding extra soap when needed. Taking turns keeps fatigue at bay. During breaks, people catch their breath, share a laugh, or discuss what needs to be done around the farm next. If blankets or overalls require heavier scrubbing, they might be worked in small batches to avoid overloading arms or tub. Using a hand crank agitator underscores a direct, mindful labor that's woven into everyday life. It's an obvious workout. Arms tire quickly, but many see it as a normal part of household duties rather than a chore. For them, there's no single start button or automatic cycle. Instead, each load of clothes must be monitored, checked for stains, and adjusted based on water clarity or the level of soap left in the tub. After enough agitation, garments are typically wrung out by hand, sometimes with help to twist big items. Water might be changed once it's too dirty to clean effectively. It's simple and rustic, but it gives families total control. No fancy dials or electric cords involved. Even in the 21st century, they value this slow, purposeful approach. Method 3. Washboards. In many Amish homes, the washboard is more than a vintage prop. It's a practical tool for stubborn stains. Picture a wooden board leaning against a basin, its corrugated surface partially submerged in soapy water. With steady pressure, the person scrubs a grass-stained pant leg or a muddy apron, and friction does the rest. Water and soap foam up against the ridges, and you see the dirt gradually loosen. Those who grow up with this technique learn when to press firmly and when to be gentle, depending on fabric type. A bar of homemade soap or a paste of baking soda often helps with heavily soiled spots. True, scrubbing can strain the arms or back, so families usually divide tasks. Someone tackles the biggest items, another handles more delicate pieces, and a younger sibling fetches buckets of water. While it's physically demanding, people find comfort in the regular, almost meditative motion. The whoosh of water and the scrape of fabric can lull you into a steady rhythm, with the occasional pause for conversation or a bit of laughter. Larger loads might require more elbow grease, but there's satisfaction in seeing obviously dirty clothes come out fresh, ready to be hung in the open air. The washboard also serves as a backup if a roller washer or agitator is out of commission. Families respect its straightforward design: wooden frame, ridged surface, and nothing more. When the job's done, arms might ache, but the clothing is undeniably clean. Method 4. Homemade soaps and stain removers. No matter which washing method they use, many Amish families rely on their own soaps. Lye filtered from wood ash and fats like tallow or lard form the base, simmered together until they reach the right consistency, and poured into molds to solidify. Some recipes add washing soda or borax for extra power, and maybe a hint of natural fragrance lavender, peppermint, or lemon balm. The end product is a bar that might look plain but cleans effectively without chemical overload. For stains, they often reach for simple pantry items like baking soda, vinegar, or lemon juice. Grass smudges or spilled grease get dabbed with one of these blends before washing. There's no big marketing label or list of mystery ingredients, just practical formulas passed down through generations. Many believe these natural solutions protect both their skin and the environment. When laundry's ready, the soap can be grated or shaved into warm water. There's less foam than store-bought detergent, but it does the trick. Hanging clothes outside lets sun and breeze finish the process, leaving a fresh scent that isn't cloying or synthetic. Occasionally, you'll pick up a faint whiff of the lye or natural oils, a subtle reminder of the simple ingredients that got the clothes clean. Families often share or trade these homemade soaps among themselves, keeping costs low and fostering a sense of collaboration. Some produce larger batches, distributing them to neighbors in exchange for produce or eggs. It's another aspect of a self-sufficient culture that values hands-on craftsmanship and resourcefulness over modern convenience. Method 5. Manual plunger washing. In certain Amish households, you might spot a large bucket and a tool resembling a long-handled funnel, often referred to as a breathing washer or plunger. Pushing it up and down in hot, soapy water creates suction that draws dirt out of the clothing. It's straightforward and especially handy for smaller loads or quick cleanups. Users find a rhythm in lowering and lifting the plunger, checking to see if stains have loosened. Because it's portable, this method can be used indoors on cold days or taken outside when the weather is nice. Families appreciate how easily a few items can be done without filling a big tub or preparing a larger machine. Most plungers are metal or sturdy plastic, sometimes crafted by local artisans. If the handle or seal wears out, it can be repaired rather than discarded. Over time, the plunging motion becomes second nature, much like butter churning, a satisfying task that results in clean garments and a sense of accomplishment. Method 6. Foot treadle washers. Rare but still seen in some Amish communities, foot treadle washers run on leg power. Imagine the base of an old sewing machine modified to drive an agitator. By pressing the treadle, a system of gears spins the paddle that moves clothes through soapy water. This frees your hands to add soap or rearrange garments, but steady pedaling is required. One person may pump the treadle while another manages water flow or checks for stubborn stains. It's a collaborative process that turns an unusual-looking device into a practical system. Because these washers rely on foot power alone, they're kept in good repair, roiling gears, tightening belts, and replacing worn pedals. Local craftspeople sometimes retrofit older machines for improved durability or efficiency. Even though it may seem novel, the foot treadle washer fits well in a setting that values manual labor and resourcefulness. Method 7. The boiling pot method. An older technique that persists for heavily soiled linens is the boiling pot method. Large metal pots often placed on a wood-burning stove heat water nearly to a boil. Clothes, especially white or sturdy fabrics, are gently stirred in the hot, soapy water to loosen deep-set grime. Families watch the temperature to avoid scorching fabrics, often adding shavings of homemade soap or a pinch of washing soda. It's labor-intensive since someone must stir regularly and watch for splashes in the steaming water. To save fuel, many schedule a boiling wash on baking day, using the already lit stove. After a set time, clothes are lifted out with wooden tongs or a ladle and rinsed in cooler water. While intense, the boiling method can revive badly stained items, leaving them noticeably cleaner. Method 8. Sun bleaching and wind drying. Though not purely a washing method, sun bleaching and wind drying are key to finishing the cleaning process. After using a roller washer, agitator, or washboard, many Amish let direct sunlight disinfect and lightly bleach fabrics. Sunlight can fade stains and brighten whites without chemical agents. Clothes are hung on sturdy lines, sometimes between barn posts or in a sunny yard. The breeze carries away moisture, giving them a crisp, natural scent. Many see this as crucial. It avoids using electric dryers or artificial fragrances, preserving a close bond with the environment. Some families plan laundry day for clear, dry weather to get the maximum benefit from the sun. Others stretch lines under a roofed area if rain threatens, allowing garments to dry slowly but still benefiting from airflow. It's a finishing touch that combines practicality, tradition, and harmony with nature's rhythm. All these methods may appear old-fashioned, but they hold a quiet wisdom. They don't rely on corporate manufacturers or public utilities. They work through local resources, shared skills, and steady, mindful effort. Whether it's the steady hum of a roller washer, the slow push of a hand crank agitator, the rhythmic scrubbing on a board, or the handmade soap's natural scent, there's an unhurried intimacy to each task. In these communities, laundry isn't just a mechanical routine. It's a way of reinforcing bonds among family members, with tradition, and with the land itself.